Greetings, everyone. This is part three. Uh, Thank you for those who are returning. For those who are new, this is third part of our series. If you haven't gotten the chance to check out part one and part two, feel free to just pause the video now and catch yourself up. But today's video is gonna be basically just 7 things that I've come up with to kind of help me get through this process of getting through the situation that I've been going through recently. And I just want to hopefully share those things with you. Maybe will potentially help, and even if it's one thing that you guys can draw from my experiences to help you, then I look at this video as a bonus. And yeah, I would start from there. So if you had to ask me, I guess a year ago, how I'd cope in my life if things fell apart, and I'd probably say I don't know, just because when you're in the middle of it, nobody I guess has a manual or gives you a manual of how to do things, and when relationships change, and when your career stops, or your health changes, and it takes a nosedive, or your plans fall apart, there's no reset button in life. You kind of just have to create it, and it honestly feels like carrying weights and no one can see anything. So today I kind of want to share what keeps me mentally strong, not because I've arrived and I'm anywhere close to my final destination, but more so because these are things that I'm learning while I'm rebuilding my life. And if even one of these things can help you in any way, then this video was definitely worth making. So yeah, these are the 7 things that help me every day, especially when I want to give up. Maybe one of them is exactly what you needed to hear today. So I'll go ahead and start with number 1, which is my faith. This has become my foundation, I guess you could say. When everything around me feels uncertain and I need something that doesn't change, for me, that's my relationship with God. I'm not saying I got everything figured out, though. By any means, I still struggle every day. And some days I have more questions than others, and I blame myself, sometimes for how things haven't turned out. And, what I notice is the more I spend time in prayer and reading my Bible, it kind of gives me like a shot of dopamine, or a shift in my mindset to kind of realize my circumstances aren't necessarily currently where things are going to be, and this is not the whole story. This is not where things are staying, right? So God's still kind of unveiling his plan, and my faith doesn't always remove the storm. And also what I notice is God isn't interested in emotionally regulating you 24/7. I think he wants to heal you entirely above all things. And if that means taking away things, especially things that you placed above him, so that you can kind of find yourself, he won't hesitate to take it away from you. So definitely my faith is, number 1. And another thing that I noticed, my number 2 would be protecting my mind. I started, being more conscious of what I was feeding my mind, whether it be music videos, whether it be music in general, or just the conversations that I entertain, the people I surrounded myself with. The more garbage I noticed that I was putting in, it was a direct result of the things that I didn't want coming out. So now I'm trying to be, active every day to put things that will be beneficial for me instead of breaking me. So that's kind of the gist of my number 2. Number 3, I would say, would be small wins. I used to think progress needed to be meaningful big wins. Now I celebrate the little things: getting out of bed and being able to get on my knees and pray, getting through workouts uninjured, and even if I feel pain during the workout, just being able to push through. Those are small wins that I see. It's like, I never had to worry about getting injured when I can't work out anymore. So that's in my head, that's a win. Applying for jobs and, you know, being able to make money in the situation that I'm currently in, also, it's just like, you know, nothing's guaranteed, or like you don't necessarily know where your next dollar is going to come from, especially if you're not doing that 9 to 5 process, you know what I mean? So it's kind of just like just being able to be blessed in a situation where you can make money, or, you know, being able to apply for something and know that, you know, there's a potential that something can come from it. I look at those as small wins, because you could always not have that, right? Getting my videos off the ground from being ideas to finished projects is definitely, I think, a huge small win in the category of small wins, just because I came a long way from thinking I want to do this and this would be a good idea, to now I'm on my 3rd video, and I just think that it's a huge win, not only for myself but for those who are going to be receiving it, because it's just like, this is information that I feel like I'm getting anointed from God to give out there, because at the end of the day, like I said in my first few videos, I just want to help others going through the same process as me, and people who are trying to navigate and start over. And a lot of times, like, this might not even just necessarily be for people who are trying to start over, but overall who just need some type of positivity and encouragement in their life. And, you know, if you don't necessarily have to be starting over to be able to take something from these videos, but there's definitely something positive that you can gain. So I think that these are all small wins, being able to continue to just put good energy and good content out there. That's definitely just a win for me. And these are all accumulated small wins, and they stack up eventually. Before you know it, you're back on track again, you know. So for me, that's my number 3, small wins. Number 4, I would say, is taking action before I'm ready. One big lie that I believed: I had to be motivated before I acted. That's a huge lie. First off, let me just tell you, that's a huge lie. My actions have birthed all the motivation. All the motivation that I currently have was birthed from my actions. I almost didn't create my first video, but I told myself, even if I had to do it in a dark room, it's getting done. And if you go back on my first video, I happened to be in a dark room recording. So sometimes you gotta do it, and, you know, just whatever happens from it, just let go and let God. Sometimes, you know, your breakthrough starts with just one decision. So that's my number 4, you know, taking action before you're ready, because you could wait until that feeling of being ready for forever. You might not ever feel like you're ready, but one thing you could do is make a decision and say you're gonna go. Like you just like getting up just takes a decision, right? So my number 5 is going to be mind and body are intertwined. Looking after my body has tremendously helped my thoughts and my actions, and, you know, it's just becoming easier to control just by simply taking care of my body, taking care of what's inside, watching what I'm putting inside, you know, exercising more. There's a saying, a man who can't control what he eats can master, a man who can control what he eats can master anything. And I definitely I have been feeling like that more and more lately. The way your body and your mind is connected, when you eat better, you know, you get out more, you know, like whether it be exercising, sleep properly, everything becomes a bit easier to carry. So I'm not just trying to, you know, chase perfection. I think my main goal right now is consistency, and consistency is my biggest goal. So that's my number 5. For number 6, I have accepting things will take time. I wanted so bad to be able to control, you know, the outcome of things, whether it be my relationship or the current situation that I'm in. You know, I wanted the results overnight, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. And, you know, strong foundations weren't built in a day. You know, my last video, I was just mentioning, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so instead of focusing on where I wish I was, I try to appreciate the process and the progress I make today. There's a quote in Dynamic People Skills that says, "Life, see life as it is and not as you wish it were." That by no means does that mean there's anything wrong with dreaming. Just remember, you have to wake up, and at some point, with the help of God, turn it into a reality. So that's my number 6, and my number 7 would be just remembering I'm not walking through the fire alone. So this channel is called Through the Fire, and I chose that name because the night I kept getting interrupted from making my first video, the last thing I was asked was to create a fire to burn rubbish and boxes and things that we didn't need. And it came to me, the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, for those who are familiar, and how they were saved in the fiery furnace. Through the help of God. And we all kind of go through our own fires, whether it be financially, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, and physically. We all go through our fires, but the actual burn of trials and tribulations doesn't have to define us. In fact, I feel like it can refine us and ultimately make us stronger. If you're watching this while going through your own fire, I pray and I ask God to bring you the same comfort He brought me, and just knowing that the burn is temporary and His healing is forever. You're not alone. In all of this, you're not alone. I'm walking through my own. Up until today, I was putting out fires, and just realizing that it's a process, and how you're feeling, it's not gonna go away, but just leaning on the strength of knowing that someone's with you in the fire. Whether it's Allah, whether it's a higher power, whether it's God, whoever you want to call it, you're not alone. And we all can get through this stronger together and get out on the other side. And if this video encouraged you, I'd love for you to join the journey. This channel isn't about pretending that life is perfect. It's about rebuilding it when it isn't. And if that's something that you're going through, then feel free to join the community. Subscribe, share with others who could use some encouraging words, and keep your head up as much as possible. Just try and think positive, and let's keep getting through these fires one step at a time. Whatever you're facing, remember, keep walking. The fire isn't your destination, it's just the part of the journey. And I'll see you in the next. God bless.